the Tush Push, the Packers put together a proposal, apparently, to be voted on later this month, apparently, to ban it. You hear that and you think what, Andrew?
I don't see the reason to ban it. I think it's an awesome play, and obviously the Eagles, are the example for it in every way possible. But I do see that where there's a conflict of interest, just in this mentality of when I was in the league, Rich, and we were on field goals, and Ray Lewis would get behind Haloti Ngata, or Terrell Suggs would push Haloti Ngata through on a field goal. It was one of the worst downs of your entire life. Being able to take on those big monsters. And so I can see where there's a little bit of, that's a little hypocritical. Like, why have we taken this away from the defense, but on offense, you're allowed to push? So to me, like, you could do all these sneaks, you could do all the stuff you want. If you just eliminated the pusher, I think that's the only thing that people have any argument about. And I don't know that would be some, oh man, now you've taken away their play. They can still line up in the same formations, do everything they do. They're just not allowed to push on the quarterback. With a running back or something. So I think that wouldn't change it that much. So I don't think that I would really be emotional either way of it. I could understand that if the defense can't do it, the offense shouldn't be able to do it as well. And I could also see where some teams say, hey, is it really that worth it to try to eliminate this play? They don't care that much and move on.
Well, I mean, Schlereth said that last week when he was on with Susie when I was at the Combine, that if the defense can't do it, then why should the offense
It was a nightmare, Rich. Oh man, it was the worst down of your life. I mean, right. Every time you got those guys line up behind each other, you just know the back of my head's going to hit the grass. It's just how long is it going to take for it to get there? And so you just hold on for dear life. And those were not fun downs. So I can imagine defenders feel that way as well.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Jones was lined up perpendicular.
He's trying to get sideways, underneath. He's trying to figure out what position he can get in.
He was perpendicular to Hurts. He was parallel to the line of scrimmage trying to figure this thing out. And so that I can understand. If the defense isn't allowed to do it, then why should the offense? But otherwise, it does sound like we can't stop it. So the only way to stop it is to legislate against it. That's the only way I took it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what I mean. So if the defender said, all right, if that's not only on a field goal thing, if we line up the next time and we all stand, behind each other and try to push each other, the league's going to come in and say, oh, you're not allowed to do that because that's a defensive, a down that a defender can't do it. So why can the offense do it? And I think that I can understand that argument about it. And that's the part I do agree with, that if a defense can't use that as their game plan to stop it, then why can the offense? And so I think that that's really the issue that kind of comes up, is that it feels like something that's a little hypocritical, that you're not allowing the defense to do something the offense can do.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.